guy named Mac Daddy, the same one you told his drink up his wall. He heavy set guy, a little top heavy. He was heading toward the door and somebody said something to him and he decided to moon him. So he bent over, got his pants down. His belly pulled him the rest of the way and he run head first through the door. Laying out front, his ass shining, everybody in the bar laughing, nobody offering to pick him up for a while till you got your breath back. That's about it.
Hi, I'm Matt Walsh, and this is Bourbon Street, or at least what's left of it. This was once a thriving, very cool place in North Carolina, in the town of Hickory. It was a fun place for musicians to come and patrons alike. The story goes something like this.
Yeah, hey baby, come on out to Bourbon Street.
And lots of rock and roll.
And lots of what?
Lots of rock and roll. I showed up here yesterday, I cussed them all out. I woke up buck naked on the couch.
I'm Doris with 2 R's, and I've been coming here 20 years. It's just like Cheers on TV. I know every single person in this place.
So what's kept you coming back to Bourbon Street, Mickey?
The tens and tens of dollars. No, I'm just kidding.
About 20 years. I don't really have a favorite moment or a favorite band here, but what I do have always remembered about this place is Donna. She's always been there to help the community and anybody in need. So this woman means something to us. It's not just it's a conglomeration of memories that touches your heart. She means something to us, and we need to do all we can to help this lady, no matter what it is.
So, how is today?
It's okay. It's exciting. It's sad and it's exciting at the same time. Everybody else is excited about what's going on, and I'm excited for them. But at the same time, I know it's getting closer to closing time. The reason I opened it up is because my mom was a diabetic, and she lost both of her legs. I needed to bring her into my home to take care of her. So Lindsay Simpson, the owner of the building, was a good friend of mine, and he knew my situation and wanted to give me the opportunity to be able to take care of my mom and to be there with her and still have money coming in. And so he gave me the opportunity to own the place. And so, you know, after a couple months of getting everything in my name and everything comes to owning a bar, I finally was able to get it opened up in April in 2011, and was able to take care of my mother and be there for her when I, you know, and be here. It left me, you know, lenient either way. It's about business, and that's what I made out of it. I made it business. And that's how it came to my, you know, to me. I've lost my mom since then. A year after I got this, I lost her, but at least I know I made her proud.
I'm a drummer, though that's a rumor. I started. But no, I mean, it's a neighborhood bar. And just like any good neighborhood bar, you know, you build relationships with people, you know, and you spend time and you get to know these people, you know their lives, you know their ups and downs, become your friends, and kind of like family. I mean, like Thanksgiving's here, people gather. People that don't have family, they'll bring food, covered dish. Well, they'll have Thanksgiving here, you know. Christmas is the same way. So it's just like a little family here, you know.
She said she never had a Hickory.
Yeah, but what's a Hickory?
I'll leave a Hickory to just about anybody. I mean, not you, Rick. Not you.
You gotta have food. So if you're gonna get a Hickory, you're not to have food.
I don't mind moving some panties aside. I ain't touching no nuts.
Coming up here about 6 or 7 years, well, I remember just meeting all these people, making so many wonderful friends. And the thing about coming here is everybody's friendly. Everybody talks to one another. It's not like going into another bar where people just sit and just stare at the wall or stare at their phones all the time. That's what I love about Bourbon Street.
Oh, we're gonna do it here? Okay.
JJ, how long? How long you been playing at Bourbon Street?
Oh man, probably 5 to 6 years, something like that. Yeah.
What keeps you coming back?
It's the only venue around here that's like strictly music. I think. Yeah. Like everyone really loves whatever's going on, and yeah, that's probably the biggest reason.
What's your most memorable time here?
Oh man, I know probably someone else has already said this, but we played one time, and some lady came up behind me and felt me up. Yeah, and she kept rubbing her hands through my head as I was playing and covered my eyes with her hands while I was playing and stuff. It's always a party though.
What do you do when that happens?
Just go with it the best you can, no matter how uncomfortable you are.
People say, and have more so lately, but I've heard it through the years, is that I made it a fun bar.
So, what do you think the first thing the man said after having oral sex with the chicken?
Wendy, you are a big part of Bourbon Street.
20 years I've been here.
20 years you have been here.
New Year's Eve 2000. I've seen Tom Pizzicato here. I've seen Big Joe. I've seen
Big Joe Mayer?
Yes, I have. I've seen Big Joe here. I've seen Matt Walsh here a couple of times.
Bob Margolin?
Bob Margolin I've seen here. Yes, I have. And a lot of the local acts too, right? And I worked at 10 Years After for a long time at First Avenue Club, right? So I grew up with the music venue.
So do you feel like a lot of the people that came from the 10 Years After scene, when that went away, they kind of came here?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. And that 10 Years After thing kind of made Hickory a live music.
Yes, it did. It most certainly did.
So talk about 10 Years After a little bit.
It was on the wrong side of the railroad tracks too.
Great music. I've seen a lot of great musicians come through this place.
Like who have you seen?
J.J. Hips and the Hideaways, Matt Walsh and the Movers, Jamie Trollinger, Opal Moon. I mean, there's so many.
Always good music up here. Donna's always been having a lot of local people, regional people. You know, it's one of the few places in town behind the musicians and the music.
A lot of blues bands coming through here. There was even a punk band here, but it was so loud I couldn't stand it. I had to leave that pretty soon. But a lot of good musicians. Of course, Jamie Trollinger, L.A. Freeman, June, Jarrett Carter. I mean, all those guys. And even back when Kat was alive, Kat was a bartender here, warm lady. They'd have acoustic, more Americana, bluegrass, jams. I used to love coming up that. It's a different flavor. You know, it's all about the music.
No, Bourbon Street, it's a great place. It's a lot of fun to play. Been playing here a long time. The people here are the best. And it's a fun joint to play, you know. I've been playing at Hickory since the 80s. Fast Company and 10 Years After, and all the what's the place down here on the other side of the tracks? I can't remember. Then I played a bunch of places here, and this is the long-lasting one. This is the one that weathered the storm, but now they're going to have to move, and I don't like that. You can't argue with the landlord.
I can't beg, got my honey is there. I'm just a woman, she gone wears me well. Not being far right, I'm just telling the truth. My life might be better, honey, with you.
My favorite thing about this place is that you can come here and play to the crowd, and it's not like you're playing at them. You're playing with them. You're partying with them. It's just such a fun time. The people here, they love good music, and it's not like you come here and play to get rich or anything like that, but you don't even do it for the money.
So we've heard some crazy stories about Bourbon Street Alley, so now I'm going to ask you, what is the craziest story you've witnessed here?
When I wanted to do something that I wasn't supposed to do, and they let me go down in the basement and do it.
Hello, everybody. Everybody's having a good time, I'm assuming. First thing I want to say is, everybody's thinking that I put this together. Jamie Trollinger put this together. Everybody needs to give him the applause.
Jamie Trollinger, you're a big part of Bourbon Street in the last couple of years. You've been doing a lot of music up here and facilitating a lot of music.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about what brought you here. How did you find this place?
Man, I actually started playing this room 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right when I was age to get in the bar to play, It was one of the places that would book me when I first started playing, So, and off and on, every time I come back to town, I always had a gig here. And for the past, 3-4 years, man, it's been every Wednesday night and then weekends, and, doing work with other bands here and stuff. So I played here a ton of times in the past few years. Man.
What keeps you coming here?
Man, I'm so comfortable in that room. It's like playing in the living room.
Yeah.
It just feels like home playing.
Yeah.
It always has been.
What makes this place different than other venues you play?
The clientele, man. They're music fans. They're not here for beer specials. They're not here for TVs. They're here for music, man. That's why we play here. It's my favorite place within 30 miles of here to play.
And what do you see for the future of Bourbon Street?
I see us, Donna, she's going to find a place, and it's going to be bigger and better. It's going to be sad to see the room go, but it's going to be good.
And it's a fantastic sounding room, man.
It is, man. Bring small amps in, crank them up, and just have a good time. That's what it's always been.
I wanted people to feel comfortable, and it got to that point to where they did, because when somebody comes to this bar and that's the only time they leave their home is to come here to enjoy the friends they have met and to sit and talk and then go back home, then that tells me I've done something right.
I was married for 38 years, so I didn't know much about this place. So after my wife passed away, and I was doing grieving for 2 years, and I came out here, and Mike Caldwell was playing out here on Thursday night. Me and Mike's old buddies. So Mike saw me and said, "OJ, I ain't seen you in 40 years." I said, "Yeah, it's been about that long." And Mike handed me his guitar and said, "Play me some OJ music while I set up," and I had the best night. Sat there just picking music all night long.
So how long you been coming to Bourbon Street?
Probably 12, 13 years.
What was your first time coming here like? How'd you find out about it?
A friend of mine, Junior Jenkins, he's the club manager at the VFW. My wife had passed away a few months before, and I just kind of laid around the house. He'd called me one evening and said, well, I want you to meet me up here at the VFW. I said, "Man, you're going to Bourbon Street." So, as you can tell, I'm pretty well shy. So we got to Bourbon Street, and I got about half crocked and just blended in with everybody.
Right on.
Everybody could take a joke good, and I'm pretty well loaded with them.
What do you like best about Bourbon Street?
Just being here around the people. There are a lot of nice, loving people.
A lot of veterans that come here. He's a veteran. So,
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I used to didn't drink, and our daughter started getting us coming up here, meeting new people, and we started partying with them. And we have really enjoyed
Started partying again.
Yes.
Excellent.
My fondest memories. I don't have but one fond memory, and somebody asked me that before, and it's like the only thing I can say is that I have got to meet some great musicians here. Everyone, I had the opportunity to bring people in here that I'd never met at times, that I'd probably just be sitting outside in the audience at times watching them, but I have the opportunity to meet these people and these musicians, and that was fun for me. I got excited. I got excited bringing musicians in here. That was fun for me. So if that's fond memories, if that's what you would consider fond memories, then that's what I'm going with.
Well, it's the only place I can come play the kind of music, listen to the kind of music I like. It's just a cool little hometown bar. I mean, you know everybody in there, good people.
What would you say separates this venue from other venues?
Donna, Hickory. That's the difference.
What is your fondest memory or the craziest thing that happened here?
Oh my God, if I told you I'd have to kill you, you wouldn't believe it. I had a lot of fun here, put it that way.
Whoa! Oh, Joey, don't blow the sound system.
Well, it kind of reminds me of a little place that I would go into in Asheville called Cowboys Nightlife on Haywood Road, and it was a very small, you could say intimate, maybe kind of bordering on, you would think rough, but you know, you come in and the folks are all so nice. Small stage, but you could really just get up there and rock out. And I haven't played here as much of a lot of the folks that are here today have been over the years.
Matt, will you do the honor of walking with me through this building one more time?
I'd love to.
Let's go.
Doesn't look like it used to.
Nothing at all what it used to be. But the wall says we will arise from the ashes.
Well, you're a strong lady and a smart lady, and it's hard to tell you no.
It's just always been a fun place. The folks that come out and see you play really enjoy the music, and I hope that she's able to find another venue to open up in, because she does have a great spirit about the music, and the folks that come in and watch it do as well. So,
my best friend, Lindsay, gave me this t-shirt that says "Haulin' Ass," baby, and I love him, okay? And bless him, he'll love this day. Thank you.
How long y'all been? Yeah.
It's the best biker bar in Hickory.
I met Kat the first time. And she's what got me into Harley. I had a little black Rigid, the one I was telling you about. And I had it on the phone, I had it and another bike, and I was going to go buy them. And I called the guy at midnight, and he brought it down to me from Johnson City, Tennessee. She picked the bike out, and that's what I bought.
Wow.
Who did?
Kat passed away, what, a couple years ago, right?
About 2 years ago.
And she was real big and like kind of gathering musicians down here for the.
Music, loved it. She had
It's
a
called
big old bass guitar with it. There was a big, yes,
Bass
a big
fiddle.
old one. Yeah.
Bass and fiddle.
Yep.
But it was called Kat's Hump Day, right?
Cat's Hump Day, yep.
And she rounded up a lot of musicians down here,
Oh,
from what I
yes, she
remember.
did. She's the reason why all this goes on. Because it used to be just every day at the bar, you know, Monday through Friday, you know, then on the weekend you party, you know. But she made it where Wednesday was a break of the week.
That was her day.
Hump Day, yep. Cat's Hump Day.
Invisible tree. I'm sitting at the invisible tree.
Let's talk about the invisible tree.
I named this invisible tree invisible because at nighttime the lands are so low that nobody sees you, nobody hears you underneath it.
So you can do some things you might not be supposed to be doing. I'm gonna pan up to the invisible tree that we're sitting under.
Not miss anything, And Pete Wasp built these swings and hung it up in the invisible tree.
I never even knew these swings existed.
They were been here for like, Lord, about 6 years.
Never see clear. We come to all that you know she put it on me. But when I'm done, sweeping and scrubbing, she don't mind just about it. Give me loving. Come on, baby. Give me
Bourbon Street was here long before me. I was just chosen to continue the legacy. It was already here, and that was an honor for me to be chosen to lead and guide what Bourbon Street has become. And I will continue to do that. I will continue to give what the people has fell in love with. It won't be here, it'll be somewhere else. But we're still going to continue. We'll still have Bourbon Street.
You need to get her to show you the tag I bought her that said blow to go.
I had a blow machine in my car and they did tag blow to go.
And she never blew so she didn't know.
Hopefully we can set this up somewhere else. Yeah, we're all hoping for the best and hoping that Donna's able to find a new location for us to continue this tradition. Of course, everybody here is going to be missed terribly until that can happen. You know, so this is one place where there are a lot of different people that get together. It's a very eclectic gathering of personalities and types of people, and it's a huge family. We've all supported Donna for years, and we want to continue to do that.
It's just like a classic kind of like down and dirty, gritty rock, blues, whatever bar. It's sad to see it go. You know, it really is. I wish I could have played here a lot more times.
Same people, the one that ain't died off. You walk through the door and you think, a guy used to come here named Mac Daddy. He'd get Jim Beam and Sundrop, and he'd hold it up against the old dirty wall if the color of the drink didn't match the wall. He'd put it back down and said, need a little more liquor in it.
Hey, maybe you can interview me and Donna together. How about that, man? You do some cool shit, man, I swear.
I graduated.
I masturbated around here.
Asshole!
Again?
All these people I know.
Off on it.
I hate the place.
I'm sorry, I keep doing it.
Damn, honey, you make my stick hard.
You didn't know she was getting old and she stepped on
What's your most memorable moment about Bourbon Street? Craziest night ever here.
Oh, I'm not allowed to say.
Yeah, oh, yes, you are.
That may go down with Bourbon Street.
At my husband, our first public date was here. He had me meet him here after work. I think it's because he's fucking drunk and needed to ride home.
You know this is a cool place. I just found a 32 shell case.
Oh yes, that's it, baby. That's the deal.
The U.S., the other one, the strangest memory.
What's the strangest memory?
When we all stand out front and flash the train.
Twerking with a new hip. Let's see how that new hip's working. Twerk it. There it goes.
That's what we're talking about.
What's the wildest thing you ever happened here that you did or
Oh, God.
you saw?
I can't tell you. Then you have to be rated X.
Last question is, what's next for you and what's next for Bourbon Street Alley?
Well, Bourbon Street's not done. We're going to be done at this building after tomorrow. We're done here, but Bourbon Street's going out the door with me. It's going out the door, and we're going somewhere else. You hadn't seen The Last of Us. As Arnold Schwarzenegger says, I'll be back.
It's sad for me. And it's sad for y'all. Not goodbye. See you later. This was gave to me, and a lot of it was reflections of my life. It's here today, and it's gone tomorrow. But we will still carry on.
I know you will. I know you will.
And you've been a big part of Bourbon Street where I'm concerned, because a lot of good musicians have come through here. And when I started working here, one of the ones that I most remember at the very beginning was Robin Rogers.
I remember Robin.
And she passed away now. And she was one of the ones that I first met here at Bourbon Street. The second one that I most admired was you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You was the second one that came here that I knew I wanted to see again.
Well, when I came here and played for you, I knew I wanted to come back and play again, because every time I played here, I had the best time. I mean, probably my best and most memorable nights as far as playing for an audience and connecting with an audience was here in this room. And when you walk through that door, you know, it'd be daytime like this, and right before night it's set up, and it didn't matter what was going on in here or who was here, or if there were a lot of people here, because a lot of times you come in here and you'd be like, there's not a lot of people here at 6 o'clock or 6:30, but by 9 o'clock it'd be packed.
This place would be packed.
But you knew when you walked in here, it was going to be a good night. It was impossible to have a bad night.
And that's why I always had to let the musicians come in. I always had to let them know the way it worked here. Like, don't get discouraged if you just see a few people here
Right.
at the beginning, because people will come.
Yeah.
And they did.